Hello, welcome to my channel. It's that time of year again. The tax filing deadline is coming. How do you feel about taxes? But wait, you say what? You are not paying taxes because your income is low or because you are a kid with no income at all? Well, if you think so, you might want to think again. I'm nearly 100% sure you are indeed a taxpayer, whether you are rich or poor, young or old. In fact, you are probably paying more taxes than you have realized because, in addition to the income tax you may or may not be required to file this tax season, there are other types of taxes imposed on just every ordinary person like you and me. In this video, we'll review the most common types of taxes that nearly everybody pays. While some of these taxes are well known, others are hidden in the economic system that you may not even notice you are paying. The examples used below are mainly from the US, but the situation is not that different for people living in many other countries. So let's start. First, let's define what tax is. It is a mandatory charge collected from people by a government to fund public spending. Following this definition, we can see taxes are imposed on us ordinary people in three situations. First, when we make money. Second, when we spend money. And third, when we own money. Let's look at them one by one. The first category of tax imposed on ordinary people happens when we make money. This could be the salary received from an employer, or a payment received from a customer if you are an independent contractor, or a profit gained from an investment, such as an interest accumulated in your savings account. Different government agencies may get a share of your earnings. For instance, most income earners in America need to pay a federal income tax to the federal government, a state income tax to their state government, and the FICA taxes to the governmental programs of Social Security and Medicare. Now let's look at the tax imposed when we spend money. The most obvious tax under this category is the sales tax attached to the sales of goods and services. For instance, when we shop at a store or eat at a restaurant, we clearly see on the receipts that a portion of our payment goes to the government instead of the seller. However, this is not the whole story. In addition to the sales tax listed on the receipts, we are also paying a hidden tax which is imposed on even seemingly tax-exempt goods like groceries, or even in the so-called tax-free states like Oregon and Montana. This is the tax that is levied on the suppliers of the goods and services, but then partially passed to us consumers via raised prices. For example, a tariff is a tax retailers need to pay to import goods from overseas before selling them to domestic customers. According to research jointly conducted at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, Princeton, and Columbia University, in 2018, the U.S. import tariffs were largely passed through into U.S. domestic prices. Another example of such a hidden tax is on gasoline. Unlike other purchases, we normally don't see an explicit sales tax charged at gas pumps. However, taxes have been levied by government entities on every step along the supply chain, from drilling the wells to transporting the crude oil, from refineries to gas stations. Those taxes have certainly increased the price we pay at the pump. Last, we pay taxes for owning money or in general owning wealth. The most obvious tax under this category would be the property tax. For many ordinary people, home is the single most valuable thing we own. Every year, a property tax is assessed and levied on our homes. You might think, I'm a renter, not a homeowner, and most average guys in today's economy cannot afford to buy a home, so we don't pay property taxes. Well, the reality is, just like the suppliers of other goods you buy, your landlords would pass part of their property tax burden over to your shoulder by increasing the rent. As a result, no matter whether you own or rent a home, you pay property taxes. Finally, if you hold any currencies issued by the central bank of a government, you are likely paying another form of hidden tax to that government. Because in most countries, if not all of them, governments are constantly creating new currencies to fund public spending. Money printing is the main driver of inflation, which reduces the value of the currencies in your hands. Whether you lock them in a safe or deposit them in a bank, whether they are paper money or digital numbers shown on your account, the government can collect a share from you and is doing so every day. Here is a summary of this video. 1. We explained common forms of taxes that nearly every person is paying. 2. We pay taxes while earning, spending, or simply owning our money. 3. Some taxes are explicit and direct, while others are hidden or indirect. Nevertheless, they are indeed taxes as they all meet the definition of tax. First, they are compulsory. Second, they are collected and used by the government. Okay, that's all we have for today. Are you paying every type of tax explained here? If so, let me know by liking the video. Leave a comment if you are paying any other taxes. And don't forget to share the video with people, so they know they have the right and responsibility to tell the government to spend the tax dollars carefully. Because we, yes, we, are all taxpayers.